Hey guys. I initially was not gonna make a video about this because I don't really like to make videos on rumors until they're like corroborated more and essentially confirmed. But when I got attacked online for my view on this, I knew I probably had to make a video on it because I feel like I have such a normal take on this, like such a healthy mindset to have on this. And then I just saw so many insane takes that I figured I gotta make a video on it, man. So in case you haven't heard, there is a rumor right now circulating that the Xbox is essentially going to be not pursuing exclusives anymore, buying all these studios and making everything exclusive. Instead, they are going to be looking to release their games on basically everything and have them available, I would suspect, through Game Pass. So, like, you could get Game Pass on your PlayStation, and then you could play, Halo or whatever. And my crazy take, my apparent crazy take on this, get ready, buckle your seatbelts, because, I mean, this is driving people insane. People are saying I'm a fucking idiot. My crazy take is this: I think it's great for the consumer. More games for more people is awesome. I think it would be very cool if the people that I know that have been in the PlayStation ecosystem for forever finally got to play Halo and Gears of War and stuff like that. And I hope that it's received well and positively so it will inspire Sony to do the same thing because more games for more people is better. That's my take. And I did not think it would be as controversial as it is, but boy, oh boy, I have seen some truly unhinged responses to this. So let me talk about the responses and let me talk about how silly I think it is to be against this. Okay? First things first, there is only one good argument that I have seen so far for being against this. Okay? And that one good argument, this is the only one. If you come at me with anything else, there's a 99% chance I've heard it already and it's a shit argument. This is the only one I've heard that is actually a good argument. That this will cause PlayStation, Sony to have a monopoly on the market. That is the only compelling argument that I have heard to be against this. Is that if Xbox does start to release all their games on everything, Nintendo and PlayStation and all of that, then it will cause Sony to now have a sort of a monopoly on the market. And this is kind of hilarious because just like what, a year ago or two, we were all talking about how, oh no, Microsoft is buying all these studios. They're going to have a monopoly on the market, right? And people were worried about that. I actually totally respect this viewpoint. Monopolies are bad. However, my hope is that if it does well, if Microsoft makes a shit ton of money by doing this, and you know, as a result, I'm hoping that that could inspire Sony to do the same thing and follow suit. The reason why I'm not talking about Nintendo is because I don't think Nintendo will ever do this. Nintendo is so extremely set in their ways, and they have shown no indication whatsoever that that will ever change. So I don't ever see Nintendo like bringing their games to PC. I don't like maybe in 20 years when all of the like old dudes at Nintendo are just dead. Like I hate to say it, but like that's the only thing that's going to change. It's like talking about US politics, you know? It's like none of this stuff is going to change until we get some fresh blood in the actual system because as long as you have these old fucking dudes that are literally just deteriorating before all of our eyes, as long as you have them in positions of power, nothing is changing, right? And that's how I feel about Nintendo. It's like you have all of these very, very old people with super antiquated views in charge, and it's no surprise that they're copyright striking every single thing under the sun and trying to take down people's YouTube channels for having 3 milliseconds of Zelda music in it. So I don't see Nintendo ever following suit, but Sony, even though that is also Japan, Sony has at least shown a little bit of leeway, right? They're bringing their games to PC sooner and sooner. They're previously he used to be like you're waiting 4 years or something, but now they're actually cranking it out sooner. So props to them for that. That's very cool. So I think there's actually a chance there. I do. However, I I think they could do better. I think games could come out faster. And honestly, how I see it is like it's just kind of free money. I mean, obviously, they have to put like a little bit of time into the actual development of a PC port or something like that. But like, how much does that cost them versus how much do they make off the actual PC release and all the sales, right? Probably not the most. And, Xbox has shown that they can release stuff same day PC with very little issues. I mean, sure, you get a stinker every now and then with Woe Long File and Dynasty or something where it just runs terrible on PC, but for the most part, they've shown that they can do a pretty damn good job. And I just think this would benefit everybody. Like, I think it is such a weird take. I'm seeing people that are actually genuinely angry. And they're like, oh my God, this is absurd. I cannot fucking believe this. My Xbox is useless if this happens. Which is so weird. And it's also, I saw it from some Sony people when Sony started releasing PlayStation games on PC as well. I saw it over there of like, oh my God, I can't believe this. These are supposed to be exclusive. Bro, you still have the system. And you still have the game. Nothing is useless. Just play your game. Like the fact that more people can play your game is not a bad thing. It is the weirdest thing. It reminds me of like a child with their toys and they're like playing with their toys and then someone else in like gets a toy that's the same as them and they're fucking mad about it. They're like, "No, no. That's supposed to be my toy." And you're like, "Well, little Timmy, you still have your toy, right? You have your toy and they have their own toy. It's just, the same model of toy, but you still have your toy." They're like, "No, I'm supposed to be the only one with this toy." It's like, dude, are we 8 years old? What is going on here? And I think probably a lot of this, to be real with you, probably a lot of this is that you know Alaskan room temperature IQ Twitter user take, right? A lot of this is probably just Twitter users being Twitter users. I mean, the average Twitter user is. I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but they're just fucking stupid, dude. They're just so incredibly dumb. It's almost mind numbing to read some of the comments on Twitter. I mean, it's why I don't use it very often. I try to only use Twitter like to get a little bit of news, or to like check if a game is going to be done with maintenance or something like that. But unfortunately every now and then I do open it and I just get hit with the most neuron frying brain dead takes imaginable and it really is just the worst. It's so bad, dude. I don't know how other social media is, but I can speak for YouTube comments at least. YouTube comments are either like the nicest things ever or the most toxic things ever or like actual good take. I don't often see a ton of bad takes on YouTube comments. I just see a lot of if it's like a negative thing, it's just someone being like, kill yourself. Like the usual. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. That's a normal like a negative comment. I don't see like really brain dead takes like I do on Twitter. It's insane to me. But I did just want to talk about it because yeah, I got absolutely desecrated for having this, in my opinion, completely mundane take. Like, my take is literally just more games for more people better. You know, I don't know why people are shilling for these corporations. All you are to any of these, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, hell, even Valve, all you are as an individual is your wallet to them. Okay, they don't have some sort of like personal relationship with you. They don't care about you on a deeper level than how much money you give them. So it's always weird for me whenever anybody is like shilling for a corporation, like fighting the good fight. Like I've had so many people just be like, "Oh my god, Xbox is so much better. Oh my god, how dare you? Like this is terrible." And it's like, dude, why? Oh, well, because Xbox is gonna make less money because they're gonna sell less Xboxes. Okay, but what does that have to do with you, the consumer? Like, do you have stock in Microsoft? Are you worried about your stock prices, bro? Are you on the fucking board? Like, what is going on? And it's the same thing with PlayStation. It's like these people. It's like part of their soul, like part of their personality, has now become which box they play video games on. And honestly, that says more about you than anything else. It just tells me that you have absolutely no substance as a human being. You're just a shell of a being. Like if one of your core personality traits that you're advocating to people is what game you just or what console you decide to play your games on, it means you're probably the most boring, shallow human being out there, right? Like there's nothing of substance to you at all. So it's just fucking weird, dude. Like, stop shilling for these corporations. If you come at me with a fucking counter argument that, oh, this company is gonna make less money or this company is gonna make more money, and like that's what you're worried about, bro, what are you doing? Why do you care? Why do I care? Like about how much money they make. We're consumers, man. All that matters or should matter to us is how we can get these games and how we can play them, and how the most people can play them and how we can play them for the cheapest. I mean, all of those things actually matter to us. What doesn't matter is how much money the corporation is making. That has no impact on us. Maybe you could make an argument it has an impact on future game development and stuff like that, but Microsoft is like $1 trillion company, bro. I think they're fine. I think if they want to make games, they're gonna make games. I don't think whether or not they're selling Xboxes is going to stop that. And clearly, it's not because they're still making games after they've taken L after L after L in the past console generations. I mean, they haven't won anything since the 360 era. So clearly, they're still gonna make games even if they're not selling Xboxes. But anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about this because it was insane. Like the takes were insane. I don't know how people are against this other than the monopoly argument. I'll give you that. But just wacky, bro. But anyway, I'm going to go back to chilling in my fucking Naruto pajamas. 27-year-old man in Naruto pajamas, baby. That's right. My mommy got them for me for Christmas this year. Suck on that. Uh, anyway, have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.